The difficulty. Round 6. A weird dip. Not a complaint. Again, from an art standpoint, this game, very good. That is some lovely water. Admittedly, it's kind of lacking in the illusion of movement. It very much looks like what it is, which is this segment here going up and down. Cycling between 3 frames of animation. But my god, the detail. Coming back up, sir. Okay. Now, since this is very much just the level from the first Shinobi, do you think this kills us? The water definitely has a greater implication of depth than the previous water, so I'm going to assume this water is depth and death. Yes! We must do the thing where we attack an enemy not on screen. We've reverted back to the old ways. Okay. I'm not quite sure how to deal with this. I guess do this. That's a mighty jump that you wish for me to take. Oh, again, you're asking a lot at this late stage. And not just of me. Now here's the concern. I feel like if I'm here, I'm probably going to kick him. I'm concerned that the flames will hit my foot. I will go, oh, me toes! And I'll hop around 1 foot. At least in universe, that would have been the case. And the game's representation of this is me going, and getting knocked back and then plummeted into the water. The upside is that my foot will no longer be aflamed. The downside, the rest of me will be quite drowned. Yeah. It's a little nudge. Get away. Come on. Get away. Come on. Back. Back up. Back. Okay. You know, Joe, I can't. Far be it from me to judge your judge your actions, judge your tactics, judge your travel planning. I can't help but feel that maybe there's slightly more solid ground, slightly more consistent solid ground that we could be traversing. Cast your eyes to the background. See, this is why in Shinobi 3, you learn to surf between 2 and 3, so this doesn't happen again. Wait. The flame hurts you. The gun doesn't hurt you. We don't have collision on the gun. So I could I have if I stood here, I would have hit him once, and then he would have walked. He would have went, and then a little walk back, and I would have been in the flame. So no, that would have been a bad idea. You do this here. See, are there any? Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that, but it's okay because they're both dead. Oh! What? 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 I can't make that. That is a platform too far. Is it not? What did they want from me? I mean, a more precise jump, I guess. But like, I don't... If I did that for, he's not gonna come back up. Yeah, this... It's further than this, is it not? See, we're round 7. We can burn to continue. They're 8 rounds, aren't they? Oh, I just noticed we're in America's dick. That would explain the level design. What did he want? There's no point pausing. There's no timer. This isn't Ninja Gaiden like that. What? I mean, I could just do my magic jump. I don't know. Fuck it. Now we load. Short hump. I hate the double jump so much. I don't know. I mean, this is the only thing I think to do. But since this jump feels more vertical than anything else, I don't know, because... What? Hateful. Dickhead. Did this. Why do we suddenly decide to just... Alright lads, the game has been too easy up to this point. It's been too fair. What if we put in some pixel-perfect jumps? With immediate death upon failure. And our game with limited lives and continues. Yeah, people always say, no, didn't you get hard, so hard, it's difficulty, big, bad difficulty. God damn, it's the most generous fucking game in the world in comparison to this. Oh, but in Act, Arebuckle, you complain about Act 6, the first Ninja Gaiden, it's just, you get to the boss fight after all the bullshit, and then it's just then you get killed once, even if you've all late, you get brought back to the start of the act. Yeah! But I can do that as much as I fucking well want. I'm not booted back to the title screen. Sadly, sir, I may not join you. I must carry forth, but I understand. Now I'm just mentally checking out. You know what? This is a separate one. Just to see if I can figure this out. Well. Yeah, you just have to be as close to the edge as you can. Alright, moving on. Yeah, the music confused me at first, but it's getting better. Oh, that's not the music. That's machine gun fire. As these golfins again. With the patented Shinobi enemy placement of what of enemy, but obscured by the environment. Is this going to kill me? Well, I think that falling onto me would kill me. I just don't know. It's just... You see, the problem is here, we decided to make an ammo rack. We decided to imbue it with some degree of intelligence. And somehow programmed it to be hostile. No. I can't say this was the opposition I was expecting. Okay, fucking grenades again. Oh shit, his throw's getting better. I forgot, he adjusts his arc. He's one of the few enemies that can think. Unfortunately, he can't move. But he can think. Oh boy. It's just a sea of bullshit. This whole game is just a sea of bullshit. This is a pile of enemies sat around with ranged weapons. That's our encounter design. We ram our fucking skull into the path, the walkways of this boat. This mighty boat. This is going to refer to as a carrier, but look at the doors. Look at the height. Look at Joe's inability to fucking jump again. I guess maybe I want up there. Yep, just off screen. Nothing I can do about it. I just need to know that they're there. The best kind of level design. That was satisfying. Oh, good. There's a grenade. I mean, good for me once again, but you know. This game. What the fuck is this supposed to be? Hey, Jim's up thinking, can I grab? No, you can't. It's not Ninja Gaiden. Well, specifically, it's not Ninja Gaiden 3. You guys need to drop down here. We just need to drop, make a blind drop. I mean, back it down for picking up one. Let's see if we can make it to the exit. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it wasn't a bomb. At this point, I'm surprised it's not a bomb. Was the platform here? It wasn't. Fact sake. Ugh. I'm at a loss of words. So Neo Seed has employed Spider-Man, formerly Batman, or more literal Batman, also somehow got Godzilla on their side. Or is this the baby Godzilla that I've forgotten the name of? Very naive. Is the old baby Godzilla. I have people talk about. Don't get me wrong. I understand why people talk about Spider-Man and Batman being villains in Shinobi. I understand that. I understand why that would come up. However, I do not understand. After all these years, this game has been out for, at this point, over 30 years. How at no point have I heard about Godzilla? Mini Godzilla, but Godzilla none the fucking less. A weirdly grey and kinda upsettingly shaded Godzilla. It looks like he does have like a He looks like he has a leather. Okay, here's the thing. TH is real bad for me. It's taken me ages. I don't know how it sounds now, but the number 3 for a long time sounded like free. I had to put much emphasis on the thr. Leatherly. He looks like some old fucking skin. He has a. It looks like it's very stretchy. He looks like it's going to. It doesn't look pleasant to the touch. That's what I'm trying to. That's effectively what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is I do not want to touch this Godzilla. But the looks in his hands. Hey boy, is he looking to touch me? Right. The shock is past. I'm assuming we have to bop him in the face. Okay. He's Godzilla. Okay, you track. You do a shit ton of damage. The upside is, between this here, we managed to bypass the attack. I see. He can't. This is they follow through. Oh, but Godzilla. Once he decides to walk over to you, in spite of his flame breath, which he can use from far away, he wants to get closer each time to ensure that we are properly cooked. But when he gets too close, what can he do? Because the little ledge is in the way. When they can just smack us with his arse. I see. Oh, that's a one hit. Huh. Now here's the thing. I could very easily just load the jump save. And at this point, part of me wants to. But the other part of me still wants to do this semi-legit. So I'm going to give this a couple more tries. Basically, if I start falling to that jump, then we'll just use that save. What am I doing? What was that? What was that? I'm just going to start this again. You have to be so near the edge. And by that I mean you have to be so off the edge, but not off the edge. My patience is just gone. That's the problem with this now, it's just my patience just evaporated. I hate the double jump so much. So much. This is the thing, it's like, I learned to jump. Sort of. But I don't feel good about it. It's obviously I don't feel bad, but it's like there's no... Yeah, I did it! Look at me mastering the controls. It's that weird... Didn't you get... And then Ninja Gaiden 1, there was that weird jump where you had to drop off and then angle yourself down. Actually, that's the kind of thing actually for Ninja Gaiden 2 with the up top, and then you drop down, and then you just have to walk off, and then you have to position yourself to the right, because if you grab the wall, then you run into problems with enemy spawns, and that's screwing you over. But in Ninja Gaiden 1, there was a jump where you had to, the exact same jump, but slightly different because of the way the systems worked, where you had to drop down, grab the wall, and then jump across. That was an incredibly awkward jump to try and learn. The thing is though, when I did it, I feel like I learned something about how the game played. I felt like I've done something here. At the very least when it comes to my understanding of Ninja Gaiden and its movement. And so like those situations with a Resident, I may know, I know how I'm supposed to approach this. And it's also part of what led to Ninja Gaiden 3 with that one jump to the conveyor belts and the with the electric walls, regardless, where I would jump and then feather my descent to land on a conveyor belt. That was pretty much a learning experience from Ninja Gaiden 1 on. Thinking it's just, alright, this game allows for this kind of movement. Nothing about Shinobi and dealing with its challenges gives me a greater understanding of the game to play. This gives me a greater understanding on how the game was designed. And not in a positive way. I never do something in Shinobi think, what a masterful bit of game design, what a masterful execution of subtleties of the control. When I do anything in Shinobi, it's, the heck was that? It's, oh, I see, that's what they wanted. I never feel rewarded or like I've learned something that will help me in the future. The only thing that I'm learning to help me in the future is to expect the game to just do shit. Shit will happen to you. Don't get frustrated by it. Don't question it, because it's just how this game works. It is not a rogue element. It is by design. No, just we do a double jump, and a double jump's going to be timed, you see. It's going to be timed, so it's just when you're near the apex, then you do it again. You're not going to do it so you can just do it any time at all. That would be too easy, and you can exploit that. Also, when you're in the ship or something like that, or something with a ceiling, you're going to rub your face and rub your head against it all the time, because we're going to use the same jump timing. We're not going to have a deviate based on collision. No, it's only exactly the same, including the timing from which you can do a double jump. Because why would you double jump into the ceiling instead of the main? Sure, we tied an attack that is quite necessary in some ways for situations. Sure, we tied that to the double jump. But it's fine! You know, I've been playing Panzer Dragoon Saga first time. It's a neat game. It's a neat game, especially, you know, after having come from playing the first 2 Panzer Dragoons. To see how they managed to adapt it into a semi-turn-based combat system, you know? I think it's a real shooter after all, and how do you know, evolve that whilst keeping the spirit, and I'm surprised at how well they have. So if you don't know Panzer Dragoon, real shooter, you're on a dragon. You have a floating cursor, which you use to target things. If you've seen Res or Sin, I haven't played Sin of Punishment, but I think it may be the same. It's like that. You got the floating cursor, and like Res, you rotate where the camera's positioned. You have 2 means of attack. You have just if you tap a button, you just do a shot. If you hold, it's the rider's pistol, the rider of the dragon. If you hold it, you then get a paint and lock on, which then sends out homing attacks. That's the dragon's attack. And so basically, you know, you make your way through the game just doing those 2 things. You don't have anything extra. You're constantly flying through a level. You have control, like you control your direction, your elevation. Ultimately, it only means so much, but you know it's there. And so, like, I definitely seen Saga in the past, but not from. I didn't recall anything from this years ago. So it's kind of neat. So how do you turn a real shooter into an RPG? And so they said, all right, we're going to make an ATB gauge. This is going to be an ATB-based RPG. If you're not familiar with ATB gauge, if you're familiar with Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy 9, did Final Fantasy 9 utilize it? Or maybe, I don't know. But Chrono Trigger definitely. Whereas it is turn-based, but it's based on a meter falling up. The Panzer Dragoon, you have 3 meters. Each one. You have 3 meters, each one can be an attack. So the way it's set up is that you still have your rider's pistol, which takes 1 bar. You still have your multi-lock dragon shot, which takes 1 bar. And then if you want to use an item, it takes a bar. Where they get into other things is you also have spirit attacks, which basically can be big screen clears. Those take SP, effectively MP. For all intents and purposes, actually, it is just MP, but spiritual power instead. But those can take multiple gauges. I'm very sure there's any ones I've seen, maybe there's more that's going to take more or less, but so far I've taken 2 gauges. Whoops. And so right there, just with that alone, you have the basics of... Shit. Should have used the thing if I wasn't paying attention. You have the basics of a Panzer Dragoon. What they did, which is incredible, it was actually, it's just, oh, that's very clever. Since part of this new real shitter, yes, the real shitter genre. The thing about real shooters, movement, constant movement. As we're going here with 0 lives, so this is the end of the road. So the thing about real shooters, movement. And so what they end up putting on, which is really neat, when you go into an encounter, the enemy takes center stage. And so you are orbiting the enemy. And so the whole game boils down to, the combat scenario boils down to utilizing and exploiting blind spots and so on of the enemy. So, alright, this enemy cannot attack you if you're behind it, but it can do significant damage if you're in front of it. And the sides, you will get hit, but it's not going to be, it's not optimal for the enemy. And depending on positioning, you can end up getting things like, alright, because of course in the most dangerous side, the enemy is the weakest, and it will be noted by a weak icon. And so this whole game is managing your meter and position. And the neat thing is that the enemy can also reposition itself. So one of the caveats for movement is that your gauge won't fill whilst you're moving. But if you force the enemy to move, the enemy is still moving, can't do any attacks because it's moving around, your meter will still charge. So that's the kind of the push-pull. It's an incredibly neat system. Very clever. I was quite impressed with it from that standpoint. Also, again, it's been able to control the dragon directly. Quite nice. Saturn games being what they are, they have a unique look. The game based on the system and it's 3D. It's 3D by necessity, say, look. And also too, they have a real cool thing as well, is this where you can... So basically RPG, you expect stats, and of course you do level up, there is experience. But the side that I didn't know of, is incredibly neat, is that you can manipulate your dragon stats. But your dragon... See, you can class change your dragon. And it's really neat. So the thing is, you have a floating slider. If you've played games with created characters, the more in-depth ones, they may have, you know, like for the body, for like weight, so to say, alright, just you get fatter, you get skinnier, muscle tone, or just no tone at all. And you know the way this to have that out, they get a little graph and you have a little cursor and you can slide it around to try to guess just where you want it to be. So the game has that, but for the dragon stats. So it's broken up into the 4: attack, defense, spirit, and agility. All do pretty much what you would expect. Although I say agility, you may expect, does that mean traversal is faster? Like, no, at least not as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, it's purely for the gauge speed. And so the whole thing is, you can drag that around. You have a total of 400 points to deal with, and you basically, in the center of it is 100 even spread. And so you can slide it around, you can put it directly towards attack, which is what I did, by keeping a balance between my defense and agility. And of course you can do all the in-betweens. It is a floating slider after all. You can get single-digit changes to stats. The neat thing is, alongside just inherently the concept, is that it also changes your dragon. Each stat has its own color for the dragon, and so as you drag it along, you're going to get a different hue to your dragon. And on top of that, each stat extreme has its own characteristic physically. So the more attack, the longer the horn gets. If you go defense, you get this, like, just, I guess his head turns into a fucking block of bone or whatever it is the outer carapace of the dragon is. And so basically each of those extremes has its own buffs. In terms of the buffs, really, I should say a unique stat, or not a unique stat, unique ability. What I want to say is just if you're going on defense, you become a defense class. Obviously, I was all going shit here because I'm doing this because I'm talking about something interesting. When you do that, then the thing is, do you have a chance to block? Is to completely negate an attack? Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't investigated those yet. I just kind of did the attack thing, thought, I want to hit harder. I was fine with the defense up to this point, as well as the agility. Let me hit harder. But anyway, going through that game, incredibly neat. Cool. Nice to see more of the Panzer Dragoon world, a very unique world, as you can see in the first 2 games, just aesthetically, so you see that fleshed out. Lovely. Music continues to be quite good in that series. Narrative surprisingly dense in terms of number of cutscenes, and you can see why it's a Force TD game, in spite of how little game there could be. But here's the thing: a Panzer Dragoon game having a lot of story, not unheard of. Those first two games, a very lengthy beginnings. This is not, but now we're going to make an RPG. Oh, you better believe we're going to extend the story. I got to the first save point. I spent 20 minutes playing the game. I think I actually was only playing the game, like playing the game for maybe a minute. The 20 minutes on the clock, 1 minute in hand. But anyway, that's yeah, that's. I needed to say something, to talk about something to lift my mind a little bit. So you know, that's. Yeah. Anyway, back to Shinobi, I guess. I mean, I'm tempted just to load the save. If it hasn't been really apparent, I've kind of checked out. It's like I'd like to actually just legitimately say, I overcame it, I did the thing. Woo! I was gonna load the save again. I generally don't know if I'm on the second continue or not. Oh no! Looks like it's time to go. No, not Zilla. E? Is it E? Is it E? Whatever. Yes. I had plenty of time to think about that. Sadly, not enough time to come up with something better. Maybe if I got to go through the whole stage another like 5-6 times, maybe then we could have come up with something. But alas, sadly, progress has been made. And as usual, the boss fight just kind of devolves into, yep, this is the one thing we're going to be doing. Let's just repeat this until one of us dies. Great start. What? Do you wish me to hit the red? What? We're not moving on until I figure this out. I actually don't think we can move on until I figure it out. Maybe guess is the red. What's going on here? Okay, no. I'm gonna go over. Ah. I see. Anyway, as I was going to say, the real difficulty of round 7, it's pretty much just the dock. It's getting impatient or not fully thinking through, and then it's that one jump. It's really that one jump. It is the most treacherous jump in the game. Yep, of course. There we go. It's like once you get to a certain point, like there at the end, where it's just you have the three rafts. Is pretty much the most dangerous area, and it's because you go over, you have those initial two, go to the middle one, you go to the next one, you have one behind you, one in front of you. You could do another kunai fan to take out them, or maybe you'll miss the first one. But what you need to do is not push forward past the halfway point on the raft, because if you do, that's what spawns the second one on the right. So if you stay on the left, then it says, now I have all the time in the world, go forward, whoa. Of course. And then once you get into the factory is very straightforward. The difficulty comes from, as with a lot of difficulty in this game, getting hit from off screen, from enemies that you have no idea exist. I guess the upside is you can kind of do the same to them. Yep. Well, this is a bugger. Nope. Nope. When I want you to kick the fucking thing when you're on top of it, you won't bloody do it. Wait, what? How? Can I drop? No? This is a layer? For God's sake, Matt. You don't... No? Whatever. And then once you get to... And that... Off. I should just do the kunai fan. Why don't I just do the... No, he was at the fucking box. Oh my god, game. Anyway, then once you get to Godzilla, once you calm down and get over the holy shit, it's not Godzilla. Once you get past that, the boss fight is the most basic, relatively non-threatening one in the game. Since this becomes the point where you're just penned in the corners as well, I'm just guessing I'm just going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. We need to get as close to the... Yeah, I don't know how... I don't know. 'Tis a mystery. And the kind of thing I was thinking about is just how much of the level design is defined by an element. Where the level design seems to be primarily quite flat. Except it has, oh, we have an idea that we could do here. None of it ever stacks, none of it ever builds. It's just, no, flat level design, an idea. Round 1, like I'm trying to remember round 1. Round 1 was pretty straightforward. It had a little bit of verticality in the sense that there's a second floor, there was the cave. The primary unique element was just the bamboo spikes. It's just the start again. It really is just the start again. But now you see that crit's closer. Damn, that is. And you see, it's like before, but this time there's a high-low man along with the grenade man. It's completely different. It's entirely unique encounter. Anyway, then you get to round 2 where you have the waterfall, which is, oh, the waterfall platforming. It is a one-screen thing. Unlike my memory, where it's like, oh, it's the whole, it's so long and it's the whole thing. It's like, no, it's you just saw it a lot because you never got past it. No, that's right. Hey. Oh, fair. Hateful ass game. I did not see the grenade. I didn't see the grenade. I mean, at this fucking point. I was like, I'm trying to remember. So round 2 had the waterfall. Then where would we go? Was it immediately to the city? If it was, then it's just then our unique elements as well. Again, more forced verticality as well as just big holes in the ground. The roadworks at the city, it'd be shocking. It's like then round 3, the unique element says, layers! Don't you see, Revenge of Shinobi is a game of layers. We have one back, one forward, and then I guess one in the middle for, you know, for the environment sprites, you know, to designate the layers. We're a game of 3 layers. Push them back, let's get those. And as the plane says, what's our plane? Well, it's a slight exploration section. Very flat, very short, but but it's a plane of many doors that open on proximity. And you'd be sucked out, just whoop. You shall forever remain a mystery. Turning then was round 4 Chinatown. Which then is what's our novelty this time round? Oh, it's a place of little boxes for little people. And you must traverse from little box to little box with little hops from box to box. And then as you see the people above you in their little confined space, and you go up, you give them a little poke in the foot until they go, oh! Unless it's a woman. Unless it's a woman, and is the dress called a Chinese dress? But regardless, if it's a woman in the dress, then she's just going to go, oh! She's not going to blow up. She's just going to be very embarrassed. I'm actually forgetting. Oh my god. This is a shit show. I'm actually forgetting the second stage now. Of round... Four. But my point, the general point is that the game just is the game is an idea. And generally speaking, it can work for variety, but it makes these sections just very, shouldn't have done that, dull. Oh, you're there. Next tick. I forgot. A second grenade man. For the remix, Grenade Man turned into Halo Stickman. Bunch of dumb shit right there. Wait. How are you supposed to? How are you supposed to? How does it work? Okay, I'm gonna try. Since the goal is to get in ninjutsu, let's just use this one. Oh. No ninjutsu. It's because I didn't have the power this time round. Fuck it. It's not here this time either. Oh, for... Why this time? Why this time? Why do you appear now? Also, I just realized too, and by going through, oh, this element, I forgot. Memory blocked. Don't know. I just recalled. Oh yeah, Trick Nun Highway. Well, this is hateful. Yeah, it's going to go high and I can't do shit about it, and it's going to go low, and I need to time it. Well, it helps with that, I guess. Okay. I need to go low. It's timed. Now I need to go high. Now I need to go low. Now I need to double jump. Whoa! It's a good thing I didn't need a double jump, because double no jump. Because jump no double. Oh shit. Do I have enough yeah. Of course. Why let the player do a jump when we can be a dick instead? Yes. Oh, we're running, unfortunately, short on the El Kunai. Zed. Well, it's nice of them to label their buildings. Well, this is a shift. Oh, you see, it's like the old ninjas, but now that they're grey, the grey fabric, much more resistant to sharp objects. God. Oh God. T. Oops. What the fuck is going on? It's all flat level design. What do you mean it's not flat level design? Ah, shit. That's my worry. I mean, my worry is puzzle, maze, exploration. Is there a way out? Where? Oh, bloody hell. Well, the symbols are going to be related to where we come out. No. These are exactly the back and see them. See, we are in the land of the straight line. He jumped, and he never returned. Kick you in the back of your fucking head. Box in there. I want box down. Wait, can't. No, don't go that way. Box down there. Please don't be shit. Well, you weren't shit, but you weren't necessarily what I needed right now. Guess we can't just jump over those. Okay. Okay. Oh, this sucks. What? Ah. Yeah. Of course. Run away from the woman. Joe is very embarrassed. He's not very good around women. Still just using this. What? 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 Again, remember, this is a game of continues. You get through all the bullshit, you've learned it all, and you get here, now it's here, now do a fucking maze. Supposed to be going. I mean, up feels like an answer. Well, no, it's the answer, of course. It's not a matter. What are the odds that was the door? Nope. Nope. I remember the T door, but was that the one that I entered before? Yep, what a thrilling way to conclude our game. Revenge of Shinobi is a game of smart decisions. A game that remembered many years after its release. Why? To be honest, at this point, I haven't got a fucking clue outside of the visuals and the music. Why not? End it all. Let me escape this stone maze of eternity. Skipping the first one. Okay. Screw you in particular. Yeah. Maybe the secret is just to go into no door. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. God. We're back here. I don't know, man. I do not know. I just realized too, going through this, I wasn't sure what order things were going to be coming out, but I realized the 3D Shinobi playthrough would have to be up first. And there's no point if I address that in its relation to this game or the series in general, and how, like, I knew that it was a reimagining. But like, even just trying to discuss this, oh, what things were brought forward? Apparently things were brought forward were just very straightforward, kind of relatively flat level design. And in this zone in particular, where we're doing now, we also brought in using the same fucking visuals over and over again for far too bloody long. Though I guess in this game, in this case, this stage is confined to the stage. We didn't have this beforehand. We just had a big jarring transition. Whoa! Didn't want to do that, but I did it. Look at him, he wiggles the flamethrower. Say, no, look, I am aiming at you. It doesn't matter that the fire's coming out exactly the same spot. Okay, yep, you do you. You defy all the collision. You say, I want to do a big jump. My God, you will do a big jump. Walls be damned. Walls and floors be damned. Walls, floors, ceilings. No structure will impede your desire to jump. Good on ye. My God, what an absolute tedious way to finish. I genuinely, I am wondering so much about Shinobi 4 and its relation to the original trilogy. We're not including Shadow Dancer now because I still do not understand Shadow Dancer. I need to get close and give them a little... No, foolish, foolish, foolish. But does Shinobi 3 turn it around something fierce? Is it a big revelation? Like, when I think about Shinobi 3 again, I said before, the only thing I know is surfing. And that is so much more exhilarating than anything that has been in these first two games. And here's the thing, again, I do not think this game is bad. I'm not expecting to no, this game must be fast-paced. It must do fairly fast, slick platforming. That's not, I'm not putting that on it. It can be good in its own way. I just find what here to be very plain. And thinking of the surfing and thinking about this game, the two do not belong with each other. A change occurred in the approach of a Shinobi. I don't know, of course, if that's indicative of a game-wide redesign, or if it's just, wouldn't it be fun if we did a surf? I'm really curious now. Because here's the thing, again, with my complaints with this game, it's obviously better than Shinobi 1. Improvement has been had. This is not a step back, nor is it a step sideways. Oh, shit. Yes, you have a sulk. Okay. This feels promising. I wish I remembered how I got here. I don't know what's the deal with the attic here. Is there a little thing that we block the corner we can hit here to get a staircase so we can go to the attic? No? No. Feck off. You learn to jump. I wonder, will the jump be different? Will we have a more standard double jump? Will it still be the weird timing situation? Will we still have limited kunai? I'm going to say yes. That feels like a design decision that's going to stick. What? I guess maybe you could double jump through that. Do I want to jump through that? Oh, we're back here. Wait, no, we're not. Well, yes, we can. Also, we also could just claim on. Let's see. Okay. I don't know where I want to go. I know where I want to go. I don't know where the game wants me to go. This is the same. I'm going to go down. Because why not? I'm trying to think, I came through one of these doors originally, I guess, maybe I went left, so let's see what's here. I'm going to say that's the way. I'm going to say that was the way. And the game just says, you know what? To you and your desire to be done. Okay. No, you can't. Let's see, can we technically double jump for this tier? Intentionally or not? No. I actually can't tell if you can get out the double jump here. Like, if you knew the timing, I don't know if you could. Ah, shite, bollocks, cock. Just feck off, feck off, feck off, feck off. Finally, we have a reliable attack. No more will we go between, will I do the kunai, will I do the melee? No, we will do the melee. We will shatter their shins so that they may jump and dance no more. Serves you fucking right. If you do a little bit of footsies to work on our spacing, and then they go for the jump, and then say, haha, no! Sweep! Maybe actually better just, yeah, we're just better doing that to ensure that we actually hit them. So am I not hitting them then? Are they bounce it? There we go. Bomb! Bomb! Else can go up. Oh, choices, choices, choices. Ah, dickheads, dickheads, dickheads. It doesn't matter. Actually, up may have been better. I don't know what I'm going to do here in the editing. Because here's the thing, whenever things get repetitive or, you know, it says, oh, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, then, you know, we do the edit. However, this is as design. This is the experience. For me to edit this would be to portray the game in an unfactual manner. This isn't entirely my script. This is what's intended to happen. You're supposed to get lost and try to figure this shit out, going through the same pissing backdrop over and over again, wondering, wait, is this the one, or is this this one but slightly different from a different part of the world? Like, my guess is, are we in the woman's zone with the bomb boxes and we are on the left side of it now? It feels like that's the case. Seems very promising. Yes, we are. Yep. Jump down here, please. Thank you. Here, please. Oh, shite. I'm going to be honest here. Up to this point, you know, we've been trying to do it half legit. What I'm saying is, we're going to try and do it quarter legit. We're going to get to the castle. I'm going to make another save. That's right. Now we do a big edit. Right. And now the hunt resumes. an attic, which is some kind of mid-basement. Bloody hell. Well, that's good to know, I guess. Wait, this is where it came from. It's just the same. It's just, you see, it's just the same enemies again. Different XY coordinates. Same enemies. Right. Let's see if I was right. Well, it's promising, I know that much. Things are going so well right now. So well, in fact, you know what I'm going to bloody do? Okay, we're now down to an F legit. It's either to the right or to the left. I don't feel like I've made the right decision. Wonder if we can just get close. Yes. And he gets to attack his toes. Alright, so we don't want to crouch, we want to stand up so he shoots into the wall. This feels like the way to go, because otherwise why would you have the dick move of and you'll get damaged into the door? I mean, this is possibly the way. Oh, I'm back here. Oh no. Oh no. Gonna sit here and rest a while. Alright, enough of that. I mean, enough saying, it seems like we pretty much killed everything. There's going to be a couple of bat-winged dicks about, but you know... In terms of opposition, we're pretty much set. Now it is just a matter of time. 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 God, something new. The brain doesn't know how to react, it's still waking up again. What's a new door? It's all new doors, I suppose. Oh my god, it's so many doors. Okay, so we got 2 doors on the left, we got 1 door up center. We came in for the door on the right. This dickhead, I'm gonna go up top. Well, now they found my way back to... I don't know how long it's been. I feel like I've been running this run specifically, not including everything before. This run now. I feel like I've been running around here for 30 to 40 minutes. It's probably not true, but it certainly feels it. Problem is, when I found my way back to that room, you know, the crouchy room, I was so mentally checked out. I do not remember how to get back. I'm just going to look it up. And just at this point, at this feckin' point, why not? Well, big jump cut. Well, I guess I'm glad I made that save. I guess I'm glad that I made us. Hold on, are we at a 16th legit? At this point? Because I went to look to see how to get back to that room. Alright, so here's what happened. I went to go look it up, and then the PC crashed. So enough said, I got all my health back. And an upside down. I'm in the room I was trying to find. I spent the time looking up what's already. Oh, here's where I go. About to come back. Oh. So, I guess now we wiggle ourselves this way. Who's alive, who's not? Bloody hell. Alright, so process elimination, process elimination, I'm just gonna run, I'm just gonna run. We just need to go through a door, Ah! Well, this is all working out. The PC crashes, I have an old save that ended up exactly where I needed to be. I panic rushed to the door. That's the exit. Yay! What the fuck is that? Oh shit! He's gonna headbang me to death, or whatever for the equivalent is for rotation. I just noticed what's happening. Anger would be swelling up right now if I was still trying to do this half legit. If we were still in the half legit phase to this, after what we just been through, and say things worked out, because obviously if the game crashed, I would have been starting the whole round over again. So if we're doing this as we have been, I just noticed that there's a big room spanning in terms of width, depth. A big width, depth, room spanning slab is approaching the one we are to save. So we are timed in a game where the boss fights take an eternity. And a game where it's just solve the puzzle element. And the puzzle element appears to be he's going to whip his hair around, and then when he finally whips it out, I'm assuming we have to attack him from the opposite side. Because we're not going to attack through his hair. No, hair mighty. Mighty hair. So we're... I mean, at this point, why am I not just saving it here? Like, at this point. My backup save is... Oh no, I have to kill 3 more soldiers and then fall into a door and then run past some ninjas. I mean... At this point, out the hell of it. It's an improvement over the first Shinobi, where it's taken us to the end to go this way. So there's that at least. We can see the improvement in design. Oh, it comes off! Oh, look, it still moves! Okay, so I'm just going to come up and just going to keep hitting your toes. Okay, so... I don't need to go back to get, or does he have to spin it around first? Oh! Oh. Right, so... do this first. So if we duck, we're clear over the hair. Yeah, then back up. I see that still hit us. Oh no, we don't have the power, so this is going to take even longer. Oh, I hate this. Alright, alright, I see how this is. Middle fingers ahoy. Great thrilling, exhilarating music to end as well. Oh, it gets faster. I see, because he sees he's dying, you see. And we die in 2 hits. Oh yeah. I mean, it makes sense. If there's going to be a laugh, it's going to be the final boss, but still. Right. You wee cat face, what's going on there? We're in a bad place for this. Yep. Alright, so don't go for the double jump. Must be his 2. Yes, hugs all round. We can all use a hug. What? We don't have a big tower to fall down in this game though. What are we doing? This is just this. Look, I know Ninja Gaiden, I feel like kind of just took from Shinobi, but you just can't do it back with just nicking their endings. Yep, we're just gonna stand here, not say a word. In front of our almost Atari 2600 sunset. The end. Okay. Revenge of Shinobi. Disappointingly, the nicest thing I can say, it's fine. It just doesn't click. It just doesn't click with me. Occasionally there's a neat idea, but the game's got the movement and action of a plodding shooter. The level design is mostly dull. Any attempt at platforming is unremarkable and brief, until you can do nothing but remark on it. Still brief though. The briefest of the platforming. Like I said, the game's level design doesn't build on itself. It has a basic floor, and then it'll plop down an idea is directly on top of it. But the surrounding dullness just kind of latches on and brings the possibility down. The layer switching at the base and the highway is an interesting idea, but its execution is clunky, awkward, and frustrating. And it's just any shine that the concept had is just swiftly removed. Difficulty wise, the game is the game's really feckin' annoying when it comes to enemies hitting you from off screen. Enemies feel robotic. It's been over before, looping through their task list. The puzzle aspect is neat when it comes to the bosses and I guess some of the enemies. Again, the idea is just once you know what to do, is that you could, in theory, go through this very swiftly, move through a level. Bosses, it doesn't work quite as well, just because of how much health they have. Obviously, if you have like the power upgrade, then you don't have that problem. You can see there how quickly the last boss went down in comparison to when it didn't have it. And that's also, you can see, this is true for a lot of the games at this time, you can see Sega's arcade nature shine through in a lot of the games, for better and for worse. It continues, especially, it continues to know this is a short game. You have lives, you have continues. But like specifically is the upgrade system. The game upgrades die and lose them design in particular for here. Upgrade your damage and health, die, lose them. You weren't good enough to get through this with upgrades, but now, try it without them. It's a design that punishes the first sign of weakness. And I feel like that kind of design can work, but you need to start at an incredibly satisfying point. And this game is largely fine on that front. It's just until bosses come in, and then suddenly it's just you see that stark difference in how dragged out the boss fights can feel. Now, is it possible I could do it faster without the power upgrade? Maybe. But like, it's also the case too, the power upgrade is not just, oh, you died and you lose. It's just, no, if you get hit a couple of times, then you also lose the power upgrade. So they really don't want you to do damage. And for the most part, I suppose like it's not too bad, because like it says, it's mainly a boss problem because the enemies themselves, a lot of them die in 1 to 2 hits. It's only very particular enemies like Stickman and the Flamethrowerman. Really going through this, and suppose the sensation was felt earlier, but now getting to the end of it, this really feels like an iteration of the first game. There was no big rethink for the console only Shinobi. It says no, it is Shinobi still, for all that entails. Obviously though, at the end of the day, it is an iteration on Shinobi, and it is a better game than the original Shinobi. I still have plenty of problems with it, but it is obviously a better game. It's a more fleshed out game. But the question isn't, is Revenge of Shinobi better than Shinobi? No. The real question is Revenge of Shinobi a better game than Revenge of Shinobi? Legitimately, I completely forgot about it. It wasn't until near the end there that I remember saying, oh yeah, I never brought up Revenge of Shinobi. I've completely forgotten that I've completely forgotten that I've played that game. So it's fitting that I did it as a forgotten. It's, for all my complaints about the original Shinobi and extension, this one having flat level design, it is nothing compared to the Game Boy Advance Revenge of Shinobi. Now there is a dull piece of shit. Anyway, that's been the Revenge of Shinobi for the Megasys Gen Drive. Lovely to behold, lovely to listen to, tolerable to engage with, if you can circumvent the continue system anyway. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered me arse. But now I am really curious about Shinobi 3. Does Tifa's more of the same? Or if they've rethought any pacing and design? Well, we'll see.